Here's something almost nobody in this industry says out loud. The accountant you've had for years might be missing things that are quietly costing you money. And it's probably not because they don't care. Quick note before we get into it. I'm an AI avatar of Askia Roberts, a licensed CPA. Every word here was written and approved by the real me. Today, I want to walk you through why this happens, what's actually going on behind the scenes at most accounting firms, some real numbers around it, who this doesn't really apply to, and what to ask for instead, whether you run a practice, a contracting business, or a professional services firm. Here's the myth almost every business owner believes. My accountant would tell me if I was leaving money on the table. It feels logical. They see your numbers every year. They sign your return. Surely they'd flag it if something better was available. But that assumption misunderstands what you're actually paying for. In most traditional engagements, you're paying for compliance, an accurate return, filed on time, books that reconcile. You are not paying someone to proactively comb through your business looking for planning moves you never asked about. Nobody told you that distinction when you signed on. It's not written on the invoice. And that gap between what you assume you're getting and what you're actually paying for is where a lot of missed opportunity quietly lives. So why doesn't a good accountant just say something? Three structural reasons. One, most firms are staffed and priced around volume, hundreds of returns moving through a handful of preparers in a few compressed months. There's no built-in time to sit with your specific business and think. Two, liability. Recommending a more aggressive but legal position creates exposure for the preparer if it's ever challenged. So conservative and quiet is the safer professional choice for them, even when it's not the better outcome for you. Three, visibility. If they see you once a year during the busiest weeks of the year, they're reacting to what already happened, not watching your business evolve in real time. None of that makes them negligent. It makes them a product of how the traditional model is built. Let's put a rough shape on this because vague statements don't help you. When we review a new client's prior filings, we typically see somewhere in the range of $3,000 to $18,000 a year in planning opportunities that were structurally available but never raised. Things like entity structure, retirement contribution timing, or how certain income was classified. I want to be direct about what that number is and isn't. It's illustrative based on patterns we've seen across different files. It is not a promise, an estimate, or a guarantee for your business. Some businesses we review have almost nothing sitting on the table. Others have more. The only way to know where you land is to actually look at your specific numbers, not someone else's. Now, the caveat, because this isn't one-sided. If your business is simple, stable, and hasn't changed much in structure or income for years, the gap we're describing may be small, or it may not exist at all. This also isn't a case against your current accountant personally. Plenty of them are excellent at the job they were hired to do. Accurate, timely, compliant, and that has real value. This is a structural problem with how the industry prices and scopes its work, not a character problem with the person doing your return. You shouldn't treat this as a reason to panic or fire anyone this week. The right move is a calm second look at your numbers, not a reaction to a video. Here's the thing. What to actually ask for looks different depending on what you run. A healthcare practice, a contracting or trades business, and a professional services firm each have their own planning levers and blind spots. The link in the description goes to the right one for you. Just tell us what you run. Remember that late night at the desk, comparing numbers that didn't quite add up? That uneasy feeling doesn't mean something is wrong. It usually just means nobody ever sat down and looked at the whole picture with you. That's the part that's fixable. Not with a lecture, not with a sales pitch, with an actual review of your specific numbers done by someone whose job is to look for what's usually left unsaid. You need about 15 minutes and the right numbers for your specific business. That's what's waiting behind the link below.